Uh-oh, it looks like Carlos accidentally used his toaster to record his audio again. Don't worry, you can hear everything he says, it just sounds a little toasted. I just want to warn you before you get into the episode. And as always, thank you for listening.
Out on the icy oceans of the Arctic, the Northern Fulmar floats above the waves, calm, collected, and carrying a concealed weapons permit. This bird doesn't bluff, doesn't bluster, and certainly doesn't believe in backing down. Instead, it leans into a peculiar brand of defense that's equal parts disgusting and also disturbingly effective. Think less fight or flight and more fight with fluids. It's a slick, sinister solution to survival. But I guess war crimes don't matter to animals like the Northern Fulmar here in life, death, and taxonomy.
Welcome back to Life, Death, and Taxonomy. It's your 30 minutes of interesting animal information. I'm Joe.
And I'm Carlos.
And today we're talking about... Wait. We forgot to thank Cassie Michelle for the creation of our theme song. To hear more of Cassie's music, please search Cassie Michelle on YouTube or Spotify.
And a very special thank you to our patrons. Thank you so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks for helping us keep the lights on. If you'd like to donate, just visit patreon.com/LD Taxonomy or click on donate on our website at ldtaxonomy.com.
And today we're talking about a fat baby seabird, but more on that later.
That's right. We recently had a large influx of new listeners, so if you are new, welcome.
Yes, and if you first watched or listened to, rather, the Rooster episode, how did you hear about it? Everyone is listening to the Rooster episode.
We went to bed one night and then woke up the next morning, and suddenly the Rooster episode was one of the top episodes of all time, up there with the Humboldt squid, our very first one. Like, where did that come from?
It is a close second to the Humboldt squid, something that has been on the internet for how long have we been doing this?
This is our ninth year.
It's been accumulating views. For nearly a decade, it's been accumulating views on the internet. And the Rooster was recorded a couple weeks ago. And it... so either people love roosters, or it was posted in a prominent Rooster...
The Rooster forums.
Message board or something. Yeah.
It's the Discord for roosters.
That was... I was trying to figure out... Because there's no link that I could find. That's like, it was posted to like this prominent website, and so I was asking like ChatGPT, what could have caused this, and I gave it all the variables, and it was like, it could have been posted in a closed loop system, or like a closed system rather, like a Discord, or like a private like Reddit group, something with a lot of people that's not open to the internet.
I choose to believe that Sir David Attenborough told the King of England himself about our podcast,
and he listened to the Rooster episode
1,000 times. No, he had the high and low houses of Parliament listen to it ad nauseum, so that they could be up to date on roosters. They could figure out what is that. What is that animal in the middle of Ghana's flag?
Well, maybe it's not roosters. Maybe it's birds in general that people love. So we're doing another bird today.
Yes. What bird are we doing?
We're doing the Northern Fulmar. Fulmar? How do you say that?
Fulmar. That's what I would say.
Fulmar.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna name this one. Oh, it's also known as the Arctic Fulmar, or the Fulmar petrel. But we're going to call it here the Vomit Comet and Agent Orange. Which
Good.
will
Agent Orange.
that will become apparent soon.
Good.
If you are familiar with what Agent Orange was.
I am a little bit, but I'm curious to see how it ties in.
Do you have any science?
I do have science. It's in the kingdom you know, love, and are in the kingdom is Animalia. The phylum is Chordata. The class is Aves. The order is Procellariiformes. Celariiformes. Procellariiformes. Family Procellariidae. And the genus is Fulmarus. So the species binomial name is Fulmarus glacialis.
Fulmarus glacialis.
Okay. So we have a game, and I'm curious to know which one is it?
Yes.
Because you're talking birds.
We are talking birds. But this time we are doing nitty-gritty nomenclature. Part of the show where I ask you, Joe, a question, and that is, what is the translation for the binomial nomenclature, which in this case is Fulmarus glacialis? What does it mean? Bonus points if you get O. Wish I should do that.
Okay.
No, because it's always. There's usually just.
It's usually one or two.
One of two, but it sometimes comes from some others. But so okay, does Fulmarus glacialis mean A, icy fowl gull, B, frozen screecher, C, glacial storm, or D, ice-dwelling lightning?
Icy fowl gull, final answer.
You are correct!
Ooh.
What gave it away?
I went with the one that was not as cool. The others were just too cool.
I thought for sure
sound like magic
I was going to get you on the lightning one.
I was thinking about that
because
one,
of
but it was too cool.
What is the term for like lightning that strikes sand?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe this is what saved me. I don't know that.
Oh, it's full something like it is full gate. That's what it's called. Fulgurite. Sorry. So I thought for sure. I thought you would associate it with electricity or lightning or something like that. Storm and lightning came from that. Fulmar is an Old Norse term that is a combination of full. I don't know. I don't know how to say Old Norse, which means fowl, not fowl like waterfowl. Fowl is in like nasty, and mar again an accent over the A. Don't know Old Norse, and that means go. Then mar means sea in Latin.
Yeah. I just learned today that Beowulf means bee-wolf, as in like a bumblebee. And it's a euphemism for a bear because they were too afraid to say a name, to call bears by name, because they were afraid that it would conjure them. And they were too scary an animal to say. So they had a bunch of euphemisms. And the word bear comes from the word brown. Because they would just say brown one, because they didn't want to say, they wanted to only speak in euphemisms talking about bears.
It's he who must not be named, the 750-pound killing machine that lives over there.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just like the idea. It's a bee wolf. I'm not going to say what it really is, but it's like a wolf, but that likes honey.
It's like a wolf, but it's way bigger. It doesn't matter how many times I shoot it with a 9mm, it does not go down. Also, Beowulf was written in Old English, not Old Norse.
Yes, it's Old English. Close though. There's some overlap.
Is there?
Anyway,
Scandinavian languages
There must
and the
be.
Germanic. I don't know anything
There
about
must
Old
be.
Norse, or for that matter, Old Germanic. Much more well versed in the Latin languages,
Well, that's
the Romance. But tell me about what this bird looks
uh,
like.
well, we speak a language that is a mix between those two
It is
things.
mostly
French.
it is mostly French. It is mostly Latin based with some Greek. It has Germanic like grammatical structures. Other than that, almost most of our words are Latin
Um,
based, Latin and Greek based.
would you like to know what this thing looks like?
Yes, I would.
Oh, the Northern Fulmars are medium-sized seabirds found across the North Atlantic and North Pacific Oceans. They have stiff, straight wings for gliding, a thick tube-like structure on the top of their bill, and color variations from light to dark gray. They have a white head and underside. But I will tell you, they look remarkably like a seagull mixed with an albatross. It is. There are so many birds that are in like different groups that are just like they're seagulls. An albatross is a big seagull.
But the petrels,
uh,
the Fulmars,
mhm.
the I forgot what we did one recently. Can't remember what it was called. But yes, they all. Oh, we did one that looked like a penguin. It was black and white.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like it's very similar to a seagull you might see on the Atlantic coast, except for it's a little lighter. There's less black, more grays. Um, although, am I completely? Yeah, seagulls have those black wingtips. These do not. They look a little bit more washed out. So, how big are they though? Because are they albatross size? Or are they less? They have to be because albatrosses are the biggest. Welcome to the Beloved Measure Up segment, the official listeners part of the show. The part of the show that it is introduced by you when you send in audio of yourself saying, singing, or chittering. The words measure up into ldtaxonomy@gmail.com. We don't have a new measure up intro this week, but we're going to hear from this bird. I found they've posted this bird, and it sounds pretty interesting. So without further ado, the listeners part of the show. It's like chortling mixed with the sound when you rub your fingers across a balloon.
Yes. Like, yeah, that's exactly the sound. You hit the nail on the head. I was trying to figure out exactly what I was like, is it Beyblades that I'm listening to, or is it? No, that's good. That's balloon energy, rubber balloon energy.
Yeah. It is. It sounds like a rubber balloon. Thank you to Rowan. He's a new patron. Did you see that?
Thank you, Rowan.
Rowan has joined the Patreon. We should probably at some point shout out all of our patrons. There's a lot of. We've got several patrons that are. You can join for free. Just come and hang out.
Yeah, and
chat with one another and with us.
This is Rowan has suggested two other animals, I believe. So if you would like to suggest animals, that is a great way to just join the fun. Join Patreon for free, and let us know what animal you want to hear about.
Yeah. Okay. So was looking up a quick way if I could, but next time we should shout out all of our paying patrons. Cool. Let's talk about their wingspan. They're about 40 to 45 inches, or 102 to 112 centimeters. Orcas are the largest extant members of the Delphinidae family. True or false, a male orca is equal to 8 Fulmar wingspans.
45 inches times 8. Just 6 feet? No. Absolutely not. Unless I'm doing my math wrong. Which is so probable. I'm not doing my math wrong. Absolutely not. That is 6 feet. And orcas are way bigger than 6 feet. So the answer is false.
The correct answer is false.
Probably be more like double that. At least.
No, your math is wrong.
No, it's
45 inches times
40. It's
8?
360 inches divided by 12.
Feet. 360 inches is exactly 30 feet. Yeah.
Holy moly.
360 divided by 12 is
Why did
30.
I think that was 6 feet?
I don't know.
Did I think that I was more than 360 inches tall?
You are still correct. False is the correct answer. And there might be a 30-foot orca out there, but adult male orcas generally are 26 feet.
Okay, in my defense, I was up at 4:45 this morning.
I was thinking I did my math catastrophically wrong, but
No, I got all the way to the 360 part. I did all the addition right, and then I divided 360 by 12 and got 6, because I guess I never got past the 6th grade.
Let's talk about their adult weight. 650 to 1,000 grams, or 1.4 to 2.2 pounds. Arctica was the first surface ship to reach the North Pole in 1977. You weren't expecting that. You were expecting me to say that Arctica was the first surface ship. Yeah, 1812. But no, the Arctic was difficult to get through. Unless you have a Russian class of nuclear-powered ice-breaking ship.
I guess I would have assumed that anything that went through like the Hudson would technically go through the Arctic, but I'm not. I guess I'm not sure what the Arctic means. And though they definitely like went through. I mean, the Hudson Bay is named after Henry Hudson, so that was way before 1977.
But I guess they didn't get all the way to the pole.
Not the pole, but through the Arctic-ish area.
But anyway, true or false, Arctica's displacement is equal to 22,880,000 Northern Fulmars. Displacement is the water tonnage that the ship displaces. It is the way to measure a ship's weight.
Yeah.
Displacement.
There's no way for me to approximate this. I'm going to say true because I have a 50-50 shot.
Final answer?
Yes.
The correct answer is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Arctica class ship displaces up to 25,168 tons. Depending on how laden it is.
That's bigger than the Washington Naval Convention allowed.
Okie dokie. That's all I got for that. Do you want to hear some fast facts before we get into the major fact?
Yeah.
Northern Fulmar are pelagic birds, which means they live in the open ocean of the North Atlantic, North Pacific, and Arctic Oceans. They prefer cold waters over continental shelves and can even patrol near pack ice. They breed on steep rocky cliffs or slopes on islands and coasts in subarctic and Arctic regions. Outside of breeding seasons, though, they spend most of their time far out at sea, often hundreds of miles from land. Isn't that crazy? Just living off the ocean. This is a place where humans have to eat each other. Like, just nothing. What do they drink out there? Rain?
Yeah, probably
Fish blood?
I mean, they're little albatrosses. They can fly forever.
Well, speaking of what they eat fish, squid, crustaceans, jellyfish, and occasionally carrion or scraps. And sometimes, if there's plastic around, they'll eat that garbage, which makes them useful, what they call biomonitors for ocean pollution. You catch one of these birds, see if they got plastic in
And
their
they're like,
bed.
"Yep, there's trash in the ocean. I knew it."
Yep. Hey, there's 20% less plastic in this bird's
Or
gut. Maybe
or
we're doing good.
we caught 1,000 of these birds, and 20% fewer of them have had a Celsius can in their stomach.
Yeah. They have a keen sense of smell for locating food and can dive up to 10 feet or 3 meters underwater. Foraging they'll do day and night. And they may be eaten by foxes or larger birds, like ravens or squaws or gulls, especially when they're young. They're most vulnerable when they're young. Otherwise, unless you get munched by an opportunistic orca when you're out to sea, there's really nothing to come for you.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing a fox, jumping, hundreds of miles out to sea to catch one of these birds.
No, it's mostly nesting season where they're vulnerable. Their life cycle, they're among the longest lived seabirds. They're regularly living into their 30s. And apparently some records suggest them living 60 years.
You can almost draw a pension.
Yeah, it's like an African greys, I think, live like 60 to 80. But those are parrots. These are just birds on the wing out to sea, living for 30 years. They form long-term monogamous pairs, returning to the same cliff ledge year after year. They lay a single egg per season. Both parents incubate for around 6 weeks and feed the chick. Very, very similar to a penguin in that regard. And they reach sexual maturity at 6 to 12 years. And they nest in sometimes huge colonies and are known for loud cackling calls during courtship. Other Fulmar facts: they can handle brutal Arctic storms better than other seabirds. They're good at just winging it. They use the heavy winds to just glide efficiently with minimal effort, so they just kind of float around in the storm. Chicks fledge heavier than their parents. In other words, before fledging, before they can fly, they grow to be heavier than their parents are, which is crazy. In the final 1 to 2 weeks before fledging, before getting their flight feathers, the chicks undergo mass recession, like the housing market collapse. It loses weight as parents gradually reduce or stop feeding them. So they're like, all right, you're going to have to fly soon. You're going to get your own food. So we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You'll get lighter, and then you'll learn to fend for yourself.
That way, fewer birds have to be killed by stones.
No, fewer stones are used to kill birds.
Well, you're a bird. You don't want to be killed by a stone. You don't want even one.
They kill 2 stones.
Yeah, you want to kill the stones.
Unlike gulls, Fulmars walk poorly on land and are masters of the air and sea. Makes sense. If you spend most of your life floating or on air or on the surface of the ocean, probably not used to walking at all. Just waddle around. But that's all I got for that. Do you have any big facts?
I do find it it's just funny. It's like you're just raising a kid until he turns 11 and he's 250 pounds. And you're like, okay, time to stop feeding you so that you can spread your wings and fly.
You'll never leave the house if you're this big. You got it.
It depends on what kind of weight.
There
Is it? Are you looking at like a 4.5 foot Hulk Hogan, or are you looking at?
It says they're saying sometimes over 1 kilogram, which is the parents weigh 1,000 grams.
That's
most,
1 kilogram.
So, oh wait. So that's like the upper end of average for them. These chicks are getting to.
Yeah. I think humans vary in weight more than birds do.
Probably.
All right. Ready for the major fact?
I sure am.
We're calling this foul play a gut reaction. So one of the superpower of the Northern Fulmar in particular is that the adults do this, but the chicks do this primarily. They forcefully vomit a foul-smelling, oily stomach substance at predators. And it is bright orange.
Disgusting. Oh, I didn't know it was orange.
Yeah, it's it's like a real it looks like. It looks like mustard, but mustard is yellow and this is orange. So,
it's like curry.
Yeah,
that's also kind of yellow.
Curry, or maybe if have they done a thing where they mix mustard and ketchup into the same bottle like they did with mayonnaise and ketchup?
I don't know. That's not really. I guess you could.
Yeah, but why would you? So, but a lot of animals spit something at predators, especially foul-smelling stuff, to get them to go away. But this is more nefarious than just being stinky. It's composed of partially digested fish and combined with a specialized stomach oil that is unique to the seabirds in the Fulmar group. The important thing is that this oil is sticky. And so it's not something that just kind of falls off. And if you know anything about waterfowl, is that they have hydrophobic wings. So if you were to throw something on them that isn't sticky, it's just gonna be water off a duck's back. But oil is different, as seen from every Dawn commercial and that whole Exxon issue that we had a while ago. Oil just sticks to hydrophobic feathers, and the oil itself is hydrophobic, meaning it repels water. Scientifically, it's not a political term. It means it literally does not mix with water. Water beads up and goes away. And instead, the oil clings stubbornly to the feathers. And predators, when the primary predators that these birds have to deal with are other seabirds, bigger birds. Specifically, the great black-backed gulls or white-tailed eagles that like to eat the chicks. This causes them to lose their waterproofing, and that is bad news for a water bird. Birds that don't have waterproof feathers, like aningas or cormorants, every time they get in the water, if they want to fly again, they got to completely dry off. So that's why those are the birds you see sitting there with their arms wide open.
Wide open.
With arms wide open. Like we're just sitting there, the Scott Staps of the of the bird world. But that's part of their instinct. They know to do that. These other birds, they don't know to do that. Once they lose the waterproofing on their feathers, they will continue to behave as normal birds, but now they're unable to fly. So, and not only does this make them unable to fly, this is like doing a super effective Pokemon move on something. It's like, okay, you were flying, and now you can't fly anymore. Also, you take super effective damage to cold, which is bad in here in the Arctic. So they can't regulate their body temperature. Just like a wetsuit or a dry suit would help keep you warm in cold water. If suddenly a bunch of water got in there, that would be bad for temperature regulation. So it makes them cold. It makes them not able to fly. And also, if they can't fly, where do they go? To the water. And since their feathers don't repel water anymore, they're not buoyant anymore. They're not less dense than the water, so they sink and they drown. So it's just this cascading series of unfortunate events for any bird that gets caught in this, and it's because their feathers have this these microscopic structures and waterproof, these interlocking barbs, and that trap a thin layer of air against their skin. This works exactly like a dry suit, and that layer makes them buoyant so that they can sit on the water. It keeps them insulated so that they don't freeze in the Arctic, and it makes it so the water rolls off them. It doesn't soak their feathers, especially the down feathers underneath. Once they're hit with this Fulmar stomach oil, that stuff just eats away at those interlocking barbs, making that like film of air disappear, and all of those benefits, poof, gone. You thought you had a hexproof, you thought you had indestructible, not anymore. And so it goes from, like, you can have this eagle, white-tailed eagle, take a pass at a Northern Fulmar chick who spits a chemical at them that violates the Geneva Convention, and then suddenly this eagle can't fly, can't swim, can't float, and can't regulate its own body temperature. It freezes and drowns at the same time. Holy moly.
Oof. And it looks exactly like High Sea.
Viscous.
Orange lava burst.
Viscous High Sea. I mean, this is like... yeah. This is curdled High Sea. If it could curdle.
I don't think it can.
I think if you leave High Sea long enough, it evaporates into powder. It goes right back to the tang it used to be. So yeah, and not only that, so that's a hyper effective defensive mechanism. But they also use this stomach oil as an energy rich food reserve. So they can go for longer without food.
It is ecto-cooler.
Oh, it looks like when you just look up Northern Fulmar vomit and just watch these birds with gaping maws, and it looks like they are astronauts trying to eat astronaut food. Yeah, this floating,
Yeah.
Floating
You're
string
right. Yeah, I see what you mean.
of freeze dried something. Probably freeze dried Kraft mac and cheese. So yeah, they can use
Yeah.
it as energy for as an energy storage, and use it if they're going long stretches without eating, or they could use it to straight up instantly murder. Murder is a strong word in the animal kingdom, especially with a predator. But instantly, not only defend yourself, but kill your attacker um, in a pretty horrible way. I mean, these are seagull chicks taking down full-grown white-tailed eagles. Talk about punching above your weight class. But yeah, don't. I mean, it's not going to
Yeah.
hurt. I mean, it's not going to end you, but it's going to be an unfortunate and unpleasant experience if you get upchucked on. So just keep that in mind if you decide to anger a Northern Fulmar. That was the Northern Fulmar for you out there in Podcastia. Spend your life as a wild rover at sea. Keep a pouch of toxic nutrients handy in your belly, and vomit on your foes until they leave you alone, like the Northern Fulmar here in Life, Death, and Taxonomy.
Hey Taxonomy Titans, I just want to remind you that we have a Patreon that you can find by going to ldtaxonomy.com/donate. All of our episodes are uploaded there. Sign up for free to engage with us, leave episode suggestions, or chat with other animal enthusiasts. If you find it in your heart to donate, it will help us cover some costs and continue to make the show. Plus, we'll thank you every week. Most importantly, thank you all for listening.
Life, Death, and Taxonomy is my favorite in the world podcast.
I didn't want to say vomit on your foes until they drown.